Hey, Internet. I'm going to post this on a lot of different places, a lot of different social medias. We're having a big event this Saturday, May 28th. On twitch.tv/KocoSports. Normally, for my content, I love to have escapism. I really don't like to talk about tough topics. I just want you to, after a rough day of work or a rough day of life, just sit down and watch me overanalyze pro wrestling or go on some type of video game adventure and, have a good time. Leave that stuff at the door. This one's going to be a little bit different, this video. There will be a lot of personal stories and, we're doing a big event Saturday, May 28th on twitch.tv/KocoSports. And we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna play NCAA championship games, MLB the show. They have a military conquest, NHL, Be a Pro Stanley Cup Finals, WWE 2K22 title matches, and we'll also be doing a New Japan Best of the Super Juniors watch party. So it should be a lot of fun, and it's gonna go for a good cause. And that charity right now that we're raising for is Stack Up. We're just going to read this word for word because I've messed up this video a bunch. It gets a little personal. It's like, we're raising money for Stack Up, a nonprofit 501c3 charity that helps veterans and service members promote positive mental health and suicide prevention through the power of gaming. We'll have links down below, and we'll also be, like I said, the 28th, we'll be doing a lot of different stuff, and hopefully this will be the first of many. To steal a line for Bud Selig, we have to have the first one. So super pumped up for this, super excited. It's going to start 8 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to go on pretty far because we're going to go until the end of New Japan, and if we reach our goal, we'll do a 24-hour stream. So super pumped up, super excited, and right now, we're going to watch some videos that they made, and then I'm going to hit you up with some personal stories, why this means so much to me in my heart. All right. See you after this.
We've got enemy fighters in sight. They're all armed, maneuvering on your position. We'll be setting up for an engagement. Some PID armed. Engage. Be advised, friendlies. We're on the high ground and south on the bullet.
And most of you know that I was Marine Corps infantry, served proudly. I'm so glad I have. And a lot of people close to me know, maybe not everyone, but I joined the military. If we can look up Staff Sergeant Davis, that'd be great. I remember I walked into the recruiting office and I was like, I want to be infantry. I want to die on the front line. I did not expect to live past 20. Definitely did not expect to live past 30. I thought it would be the ultimate honor to die. So some of my friends did die. Some of my friends have committed suicide. And it's very common. As you see, the stats are there. And yeah, it's common. And this is tough to say because, the closest people to me know this. And I never really say it publicly that much. But I've attempted suicide a couple. I don't know. I thought I was gonna die before 20 in combat, and then I just lived life where I didn't care if I did die, which was great because I got to go on some adventures. I got to do stuff that maybe a coward that was afraid to die would never be able to do, and I've always got to live my life to the fullest because if you don't care about dying, you can live your life to the fullest. And then I was in a nasty divorce, lost my kids, which, I live in Japan, you know how it goes. And, I've attempted suicide, and it went from, I don't care if I die, to who's gonna fucking notice? Who's gonna fucking notice, And I remember one night, I've attempted it a couple times, but one night I was just fucking bored. And I was just like, yeah, dude, I'm just going to slice my fucking wrist. And I remember it was like so over the top cartoony. I know it sounds weird to describe it like that. But I that joke where it's like, oh, which way do you cut? So I was cutting my wrists at both ends very slowly. It felt fucking fucked up. It felt good. I was like, oh fuck, man. And my phone rang, and my daughter behind her mother's back called me and was crying and sad and said, hey, I want ice cream. And I remember I wrapped up my wrist, went over there, gave her ice cream, and she was a little sad. And I remember giving her advice about how to be happy. Like the ones that are the saddest always want other people to be happy, and the ones that are the saddest are always like, this is how you be happy. And then she's like, well, you should be happy too. And I remember like less than half hour earlier, I was about to end it all. And I tried, and I gave myself a time limit. Like sometimes people, obviously depression and suicidal thoughts, everyone has a different exit. It's a maze. Everyone has a different exit. So this is just my personal experience. And I remember going, well, live for something. What is something that you want to see happen, And you can't really put it on people. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I want to see my daughter grow up. I want to see that. But it's not fair to the people that you do that to. You know what I mean? So I was like, something outside of people, I always wanted to see Thanos snap. You got to remember, nowadays, it was like, the MCU is like such a big, strong thing. That's like, oh, it would never fail. But those that lived through it and those that were comic book nerds that got made fun of and it wasn't cool to be a comic book nerd, that's a lot of times I learned how to fight because of that. It's like, I want to read Thor. I just got to beat up a couple bullies. And then they let you read Thor. But I just picked one random thing. And I was like, all right, listen, I'm going to see if Thanos snaps. I'm going to see. And it was like a year away before that movie came out. And, there was someone that said, Philip DeFranco, he's a YouTuber. He's like, he gave a piece of advice that I held on to. And he said, in 1 year, your life could be completely different. And I was like, all right, I got it. I'll wait for the snap. And then another one, Joe Rogan. Both these guys don't see eye to eye politically. And but one thing that Joe Rogan said was, pretend it's like the beginning of the movie and you hit rock bottom. And then a veteran that, was helping me, not a professional, just like, hey, dude, why don't we be different and not be the ones that kill themselves? This is like a legit conversation. And he came up with this theory that you talk in third person. You remember when you were your happiest, and then you talk in third person to yourself. You're like, oh, Dave would want you to get up. Dave would want you to work out. Dave would want you to get to work. Dave would want you to do this, and then it will get you through your hardest times. And then when you're happier, you'll stop talking in third person. So these are some of the things that helped me. And I wish I knew about Stack Up then, because I just don't want to see other veterans, leave early, exit early. And so many have. So many have. And they have a lot of different programs. We're gonna watch another one right here called Stack Up Supply Crates.
I'm Paul Wilson. I was a Lance Corporal in the British Army. If I'm sat around doing absolutely nothing, then my brain can just take over. It takes me off to being out in Afghanistan again, and then my head's just turning over thinking how I've let everyone down, or I could have done things different, and all things like that. 2 weeks ago, I didn't have this rig in my life, and I ended up taking a huge overdose and was in hospital. So just to be able to go upstairs now and click on this new rig and sit down and play a game, it's good just to be able to have that break away and be immersed in something that's not my head. It's really important.
Ex-ET1 Martis. Navy for 10 years. I used to be real big into gaming. I was streaming and all that, and had some financial difficulties a few years ago and had to sell everything. So this is definitely very excited. It's one of the best ways to pass time, to bond. At least for me, like when I got out, it's kind of by myself out here. So, you know, I could still play games with my brother who's Army, play games with some of my buddies who are still overseas and whatnot. So it's definitely very, very much so coping, but definitely entertainment as well.
I need to run away and get away from what's in my head. And the option at that time for me was to literally run away, whereas now the option is to come upstairs, turn the rig on and play a game and run away in a safe environment rather than ending up, at the worst case, ending up dead. And that's why this is important. Well, not just me, for any veterans that Stack Up can help in the future, I guess.
And that's very important. When I served, infantry and military can be very difficult. And when I served in the military, we just played PlayStation all the time. Like no matter what, so someone died, someone committed suicide, any type of drama, divorce, we just had video games. We played NHL. We played a bunch of different games, and it was always there for me. It was always there. And I remember at the time of my attempt, I didn't have anything. I wish I could show my friends, but I wish I took more pictures of it. Maybe I'll share it on Instagram. But I just had a mat and books. That's it. I didn't have anything. And some of my friends in Japan would give me stuff. They'd just be like, dude, I'm a minimalist. It's like, dude, you gotta have something. I'm like, I got books and a mat. That's it. That's all I need. And I remember they were like, well, you know, you obviously are not spending money. So they're like, why don't you just go and buy a video game? I bought this television for like $10, $5. I got a PlayStation 4 Pro, and it was the first time that I had a hobby outside of reading and trying to work out. Like all I did was work out, work, read books, work out, work, read books. Every now and then I would write a bunch. So that's all we did. And I remember getting a PlayStation 4 Pro, and before that it was just like, I got to do stuff. I have to keep doing whatever. It doesn't matter. I just can't live in my own head. I just be like, gotta go, and just kept going. And it was the first time in a really long time that I just sat and relaxed. I rebought NHL, rebought some of my favorite games, and just played. And video games and escapism and the military have always gone hand in hand. All right, next we're going to watch one thing called Operation Lifeboat. Be right back.
I've been gaming for as long as I can remember. I've met a lot of people through it, and it's just a ton of fun. I am active duty Army. I've been in for 8 years. The video game world in the military, it's actually a lot more widespread than I thought it would be. Literally everybody plays video games in the military. It's a way for us to all vent, and it's a way for us all to come together. It's really nice because you can have multiple people and you'll just be talking, you'll be venting, but unlike therapy or other situations where you're just sitting down and you're talking, you're actually doing something. Stack Up is, in my mind, filling that gap. They're filling the gap that nobody seems to really get about the veteran community, because at the end of the day, it really comes down to camaraderie. And in order to build that, there has to be a reason to come together, and there has to be a challenge. The biggest issue that most people have is that they think that others won't understand. And the community that Stack Up is making and creating, and the people that are already in it, they get it. Even if it is just a game, it's still important to all of us. It's something that we all share. If I didn't have that, while going through everything that I've been through, I have no idea where I would be. It would not have been the same. I don't think I'd be in a very good place right now because I'd be alone. Stack Up found that missing link And I think that they're going to help out a lot of people.
So, video games, veterans have been very special and very close to my heart, and I wish there was a stack up for me when I was at my lowest, and now that I've seen rock bottom many times in my life, I've just got past it, and I enjoy life so much more. And a lot of times when you're down, you don't realize how high how high, like, happiness is just so much more. And video games and veterans got me to be here, and I'm very grateful. So I just want to give back to a great organization to Stack Up. They have a bunch of different programs out there, from, supply crates, which we talked about, our video games and package sent to deployed units and veterans in need, which is very important. I remember I used to, no matter where I went around the world, I'd always have my PlayStation with me. They also have Air Assaults, our all-expensive paid trips for veterans to attend gaming and geek culture events. They have the Stacks, our volunteer force for good. These teams located in many places around the globe. Some veterans in their communities by hosting events, participating in community projects, and creating opportunities for veterans to come together in a local area and support one another. And I just wish there was this for me, and I definitely want to give back. And of course, our Stack Up Overwatch program, STOP, provides 24/7 crisis intervention and peer-to-peer mental health support through a Discord community, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or any other factor. Veterans and civilians alike are welcome to come speak to our trained, certified volunteers about whatever challenges may be facing you. And that's fair. It's very important. And because me and my friends that, had each other's back, we were not trained professionals at all. And just to have someone that you could trust and work as a veteran means a lot. We are very standoffish. A lot of times when people see me on stream, they're like, "Oh man, you're really outgoing." Ha ha ha. But in real life, dude, I'm a fucking robot. But video games and just online communities and stuff like that really are my safe space where I have a lot of fun, And this has a special spot to my heart. So hopefully we can get it done. One more time, just want to tell you, twitch.tv/KocoSports is my channel. We are raising money. The event is this Saturday, May 28th. Hope to see you there. And hopefully we'll find some success and be able to do this more and more and more. I definitely really hope to do a lot more with this program. And just read this real quick. We're raising money for Stack Up, a nonprofit 501c3 charity that helps veterans and service members promote positive mental health and suicide prevention through the power of gaming. I didn't know if I'd ever do a charity event, and I was like, I want to see one closest to my heart. And then my boy CJ is like, dude, you got to check out Stack Up. So I'm super happy, super excited, and hopefully we can do something great. All right. I'm going to try to share this on a bunch of different stuff. I was about to say like, comment, subscribe, but hopefully I'll see you there 28th. We're playing video games, having a good time, high-fiving, and trying to raise money for a good cause. All right. I love you. And with that, I am over. Feels weird singing, doesn't it? I love you, dudes.